Hi, hello, I'm back with another speed build. This time I built a farmhouse. I was originally gonna build it on a 64 by 64 lot but decided against it, especially since I've been trying not to build massive houses, so this ended up on a 40 by 30 lot and I was actually so surprised with how much garden space I was left with. I didn't know what to do with it in the end, especially the farm part of the garden. So I put more bimode plants in the corner there because, well, we all know that having too many crops is so hard to maintain. And even if you hire a gardener, they never do everything, they will just do the weeding or the watering. And basically, your Sims are still left with most of the work to do. Or at least I had a bad luck with gardeners, I always got the lazy one, or I don't know. But I was actually thinking of placing crops into the planters, but I didn't actually in the end because I thought that just because I want this family to grow flowers doesn't mean that people who download this house want that too. And also, if this is where you move your family after your starter home or starter farm rather, you already have your crops and they're evolved and a good quality, and you want to keep those and not have some random other ones that I pulled from debug mode. This house has 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, at least that's what I think. Yeah, that's correct. There's 1 bedroom and 2 bathrooms downstairs and 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms upstairs. And on each floor, one of those bathrooms is an ensuite. I once again had a family in mind as I was progressing with this house. So I imagine the grandparents have a bedroom downstairs and they're the ones who bought this farm because the grandmother loves flowers, so her husband bought her a farm. He takes care of it while she makes these beautiful arrangements from the flowers they grow. They were too busy with the farm though, so they only had one son, who's now an adult, and he helps his father with the farm. He lives upstairs with a family of his own. His wife, who, when the three of them are too busy with the farm and flower arranging, she takes care of the house and their children. The couple has 3 children and is expecting a 4th one. The firstborns are twin boys who are soon to become teenagers. Shortly after they were born, their mom gave birth to a little girl. Now, when all the children are a little bit grown up, she is pregnant with another girl. And their grandma spoils all of her grandchildren rotten since she always wanted a big family but only managed to have 1 child herself. And her grandchildren absolutely adore her, and she is especially excited for the baby girl to be born. I honestly love the idea of this family so much. Would you guys like to see a creator sim for this family, or oh, do you know what? Would anyone watch a let's play of this? There would be a lot of gardening though, and I feel like people are kind of fed up with gardening and flower arranging in let's plays. Even I am TBH. Everyone does that since it's one of the easiest ways to earn a good amount of money. So would you guys want to watch that, or would you like to watch any other let's play? Maybe let me know in the comments down below. I would actually really like to do a let's play since I absolutely love watching them. Yeah, but as always, you can decorate this house to suit your family. This is just my little fantasy I came up with, but I really love this house. I'm so proud of how it turned out. This was actually a house I knew I will love. Even when I only had this shell, I already knew I'm gonna love it, and as I got to furnishing it, I was so happy with it. I try to go a bit out of my comfort zone, and I honestly love how it turned out. Especially as I was progressing with it and kind of started to come up with the idea of this perfect family that would live here. Like, can you tell how much I actually really love this house? Right, I built this house in 2 pieces though, so that might be why I think it turned out so good in the end. It's that I had the time to think about it, I was building it, and as I started furnishing the kitchen, I actually went to this like little festival in the town, and well, because this musician my dad really loves was playing there, so he asked me if I would go with him, so I went because a little fresh air never hurt anyone. And when we got back, it was like 10 p.m. and I was pretty tired, but I decided to finish it because furnishing really doesn't take that long, or at least not as long as building and landscaping. And when I finished the house, it was almost 1 in the morning, but the next day I was very happy that I didn't leave it for that day, that I actually finished it in one day. I don't know how this turned out though in the end, but I tried to majorly step up my editing game here. I built this house a bit sporadically, especially the farm part. I actually built the greenhouse after I've pretty much finished the whole downstairs, and well, that's what every normal person who knows how to edit would do, which frankly isn't me. Yeah, I cut out the greenhouse footage and put it to the part where I actually was doing the farm. And I did the greenhouse when I was doing the reception room, and I was kind of struggling with it, so I kind of tried to take focus of it, so I went to do the greenhouse. But yeah, I cut out a lot of footage from the reception room too, because I couldn't find a sofa that I liked and that would fit with the whole vibe of the house. And I kept changing the wallpapers as well because I didn't like them and couldn't find a sofa to match them, and it was a struggle, okay? So I tried to edit like around it. I genuinely spent like 40 minutes just on this one room. I don't know how the editing actually ended up. I haven't watched the final product, but I hope it looks somewhat professional, or somewhat decent at least. And my editing software really isn't the best either. It keeps putting the clips I cut out somewhere randomly in the video, or at least that's what I think they are. So I always delete them, but most of the time it won't load them, so I can't see what they are. So I just delete them because they sort of randomly appear at the end of the video, and I think they're not supposed to be there. So knowing my luck, I'm pretty sure I delete some clips that actually were supposed to be there and made sense in the video. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the editing some more because everyone cares, right? I talked about this already, but I've got an audio editing software now, and when I was editing the last 2 voiceovers, it was great. It honestly saved me so much time and work, because before it I had to record the whole thing without mistakes, and now if I stutter in the middle of a sentence, I can just retake the sentence. And I have to listen to myself now more though, which is extremely annoying, and I didn't have to do that then because I didn't know how to edit, and so I would have to tape the voiceover in one piece with as few mistakes as possible. There were still a lot, but I tried to, trust me, there were versions where there's a lot more stuttering and mistakes and stuff. So then when I recorded the voiceover, I just put it in the video. And now I have to listen to myself and edit out stuff, so yeah, but I think it turns out better. Also, I'm recording the voiceovers on my webcam as well, because I was recording them on my phone first, which was very crappy quality. Then I recorded them on the microphone on my headphones, which wasn't much of a step up. And now I'm trying to do them on a webcam, and I think it's a little bit better. It's still not the best, but what can you do? And also another thing that I've noticed when I'm editing my voiceovers is I don't realize this when I'm speaking, but I make this lip smacking noise when I breathe in, like when someone is eating loudly and they smack their lips. It's honestly one of the worst sounds ever. I hate it so much. It's worse than when someone scratches their nails on a blackboard. It's so bad. Like when I was editing it, I hated myself like 4 minutes into the voiceover, and there was a lot more lip smacking to come. Also, another thing I don't realize, and I found out when I was editing the voiceover, I make so many grammatic mistakes when I'm talking, and I mispronounce so many words, but we all know that. But it's honestly so painful to listen to. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm doing voiceover every now and then. The reason number one being that I don't have that many things to talk about, and I honestly hate my accent and pronunciation and everything about my English basically. And I don't know if I've talked about this. I don't think I actually did. I talk about things like 5 times, but I never covered this. So I decided I'll only do a voiceover if I feel like it, or if I have a house that I have a lot to say about, like this house for example, or if I have something to talk about in general, like that is not related to the video, which really isn't the case today. And I actually didn't realize this video is so bloody long. Otherwise, if I don't have that much to say, I'm just gonna write a couple sentences into the description under the video. I have been doing that lately because I'm not gonna start a voiceover if I want you to know like 5 things about the house, so I'm just gonna write it in the description and just put music into the video. I have like, what, 12 more minutes to talk. Oh my god. Yeah, I've really struggled to make a 10-minute monologue, let alone 20. I'm really trying to step up my game here though, especially since I'm going to do voiceover ever so often. And I don't want to cut this in the middle of the video. Like, I'm determined to talk throughout this whole thing, but I'm not sure how it'll end up. The last 2 videos, the voiceover always, after I edited it, it would always end up like half a minute too short. And it's so annoying. It's better when the voiceover, or at least I feel better about it, when the voiceover is just short than when it's a little bit shorter than the video. Like when I have a 15-minute video and only a 5-minute voiceover, it annoys me less than when I have a 8-minute video and only 7.5 minutes of a voiceover. When I was recording the voiceovers, I had like 13 minutes of footage for an 8-minute video. And when I cut out all the lip smacking and stuttering, it actually ends up being shorter than I needed. And I'm talking about the actual video before the screenshots roll in. I'm like, that's my limit, so that you can watch the screenshots without me rambling on. I talk about this every time, but since these videos are pre-recorded, I pretty much edit the video, and then when I can get the time and the silence as well, I do the voiceovers. And I have this rule that I build a house and the next day I have to edit it. Like, no putting it off, no procrastinating. I have to do it, because the next day I still remember when I took breaks or what parts I struggled with, and I know which parts to focus on while editing. And I am less likely to end up with random stops in the final video and seeing things that don't need to be there, that could have easily been cut out. Really. That could have easily been cut out. And no, I don't watch the footage because I'm a slow builder and I'm very indecisive. So I've got like 8 or 9 hours of footage and I really don't have the time to watch the whole thing. So I like speed through it, and sometimes, well, quite often I miss some things. Like this video, the footage is actually pretty short. It's only 4.5 hours. And I actually, since I built it at like 1 AM and edited it at 11 AM, like I still had vivid memories of what to focus on and what I did wrong and want to edit out. So actually this house wasn't that much struggle to edit, but also it's a short footage. Oh yeah, and as you're watching this, I had my first day back to school yesterday. But since I'm trying to pre-record as many videos as I can before this day, stay tuned for the voiceover that's actually gonna have me complaining about all the things that happened to me during the first week of school. I'll try to leave like 1 or 2 videos around that time, and I'll try to leave the like next 1 or 2 voiceover videos empty, and I'll record the voiceover at the last minute so I can complain about school. And I'm actually gonna be moving shortly before the school starts, so and I don't think I ever said that, but the reason I'm pre-recording so many videos is that I'm gonna be moving before school starts. And then when school actually does start, I know I'm gonna be extremely busy. I know I talk about this in every video and like at least twice, but right now I have videos pre-recorded a month in advance, so I don't know how many I'll have when you're watching this. So yeah, but I have videos planned till the end of the year, but I was actually looking at the list of videos I want to make the other day, and I already can see things I don't want to build or I don't necessarily have the inspiration to do right now. But yeah, the speed builds actually that have voiceover are newer than the just music ones, because when I only have to edit and put music to it, it's easier and quicker to get these videos out. But if I have to do a voiceover, I can only do those when I'm home alone or if I'm at my place. But there I can only record at night because it's extremely noisy there, and when I record at night it's too quiet and everyone in the flats next to me can hear me talking, which honestly is not that great. Actually, a lot of preparations go into doing a voiceover. Like every voiceover, I write this kind of a script of things I want to cover, and I pretty much read that and add to it. And it takes time to write the script, or whatever you will call it, and recording and editing the voiceover is another couple of hours. And it's a process to get the voiceovers out, so that's kind of why I talk about the same things in a couple of voiceovers, because they are all prepared and recorded in a couple of days. And you can actually tell when you're listening to a voiceover which parts are like scripted and which are just me trying to add to it and make the voiceover longer. Because when I'm reading it, I tend to stutter and ramble more, and the minute I have to come up with a sentence out of the blue, I start panicking and rambling and stuttering. Like, you can honestly tell pretty well which part of my voiceover is scripted and which isn't. Has it been 20 minutes yet? Oh my god. This is why I talk about editing out bathrooms and stuff, so I don't have to sit here for 20 minutes and talk about literally nothing and trying to talk slower actually, which really isn't working, like you can tell. So I can fill at least the 10 minutes if I talk slower, but I tend to ramble and talk really quickly, so yeah, that's not happening either. Anyway, I decided to binge watch all seasons of Friends because I was never really a fan of it from the couple of episodes I've seen, and everyone is talking about it in such superlatives. So I thought I would give it a proper chance and watch it, and holy crap, I'm obsessed. It's so good. It's so funny. Honestly, that show's grown on me so quickly. It went from like meh to one of my favorite TV series ever. And I was also trying to rewatch the new Doctor Who before a completely new season starts. But I've been stuck in season 1 for like 2 months. That's the thing, I will watch like 3 episodes of Friends every night rather than 1 episode of Doctor Who. I don't know what it is, but I much rather watch more shorter episodes than 1 longer. That's also why I don't really watch films, because I'll rather watch more episodes of a TV show than 1 film. I guess that has a lot to do with my attention span though, because for example with Friends, every episode you get is like a different story, which makes it more exciting, whereas with a film you get 1 story for a longer time, and even if it's a good film and I'm really enjoying it, after like an hour I'm like, oh my god, is it gonna end already? That's also why I love Top Gear, or loved, I don't watch it anymore since Clarkson and the others aren't in it anymore. Because in the 40 minutes, you got a bunch of like 10-minute clips. Anyway, give me some tips for good TV series to watch after I'm finished with Friends. I'm gonna need another thing to binge, so I need tips for it. Maybe even give me some trash show tips, like last exam period. Okay, so every exam period, as a mean of procrastination, instead of studying, I get hooked up on some TV show that I would never normally watch. And last exam period, it was The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I hate myself for watching it, I do, but I loved it so much and I can't wait for another season. Why is this video so long, goddammit? I can't even cover my usual topics, which is the weather, because I'm pre-recording so long in advance, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway because I need to make this as long as possible. It's still pretty warm outside right now, but I was looking at the forecast and it's supposed to drop down to like 12 degrees next week, which is too cold by my opinion. It's like the weird weather when it's too early to wear your big winter coat, but you'll freeze in a leather jacket. I like when it's about 17 or 18 degrees so I can wear my leather jacket, especially when I get to wear my massive scarf with it. I'm probably gonna if it's gonna be 12 degrees. It's gonna be a big warm jumper and a scarf. And I feel so great when I'm wearing the scarf and the jacket, and I get catcalled a lot as well, which frankly is extremely annoying, but it's kind of nice for my self-esteem. Catcalling is one of those things that you hate but also love at the same time. And that's literally everything I can think to talk about, so I genuinely do hope this covers the whole video. I'm gonna cut this off nonetheless. This build, as always, can be found on the Sims 4 gallery. My username is Aflaila, same as my YouTube channel. Whilst you're there, give me a follow. Follow me on all my social media. I only have Twitter and Instagram though. My username there is Aflaila_. I'll leave the links in the description as always. Please, if you download this home, let me know what you're doing with it. As I always say, tweet me pictures, upload it back to the gallery with the hashtag Aflaila, or just comment it on here or on the gallery. Also, let me know in the comments below if you want to create a sim or the let's play with this family or any other let's play. Like this video, and if you're not yet subscribed, it would be great if you join our tiny online family. I hope you are having a fantastic day and a week, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye guys!